Today on Jewel Time, we're going to be removing the old head from a wedding set and replacing it with a new one and resetting the main stone. We're going to start off by dunking our ring in our boric acid denatured alcohol mix to protect against fire scale. I know I've mentioned that in other videos, but I never know when someone new is watching, so they should know what's going on. We're going to start by popping out the old head. Boom, easy peasy. Next, I'm going to my laser welder so I can tack the new head in place. If you don't have a laser welder, you'll have to use some head and set tweezers to hold the head there while you solder. If you don't have any head and set tweezers, well, then you're just gonna have to hold the head in place with some tweezers while you solder. I'm really glad I don't have to do it that way anymore, but I may make a video later on showing how to do it. Anyway, we're gonna add our flux and put our new piece of solder on the ring and give it a nice even heat to flow it through and attach the head to the band. Next, we're going to cut a seat for the diamond in the new head. I always choose a burr that's slightly smaller than the diamond I'm setting, then I undercut the head. That way I know I'm not going to remove too much gold on accident. Once I'm done cutting the seat for the diamond, I usually go ahead and do a buff and polish on the head, because once the diamond is in there, I'm not going to be able to polish between the prongs very easily. Personally, I always use the white bristle brushes. I just feel like they do a better job of polishing than some of the other brushes. But I start out with one loaded with Tripoli, and then I swap to one that's loaded with a final polish compound. That way I can get it nice and shiny before I set the stone. Once I'm done with that, grab my beeswax, use that to hold my diamond and drop it in place. Once I get it in there, I'm going to grab my pliers and start tightening the prongs. They make pliers specifically for tightening prongs, but sometimes it's easier just to use some chain nose pliers. Once I got the stone tight and set where I want, I smooth out the tips just a little bit with a sanding disc. This makes it a little easier to shape the tips when I hit it with the cup burr next. I always pick out a cup burr that's just a little bit bigger than the prong, that way I know I'm going to get a nice round finish on it. Once I'm satisfied with how the tips look, I go around the outside of the head with the red rubber wheel, removing any leftover tool marks from when I was tightening the stone. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to move to a red knife edge rubber wheel that I'm going to use to smooth just in between the tips where the cup burr wasn't able to hit. Once that's all smooth, it's time for one last hand polish before moving to the buffing wheel. As always, we start by high polishing the inside of the ring before moving to the outside. Since this is an older ring I'm working on, the design on the top has faded away over the years, so I just do a real light polish across the top so I don't remove any more of the design. Once we're satisfied there, plop the ring into the ultrasonic to remove any of the polishing compound. Then we're going to steam clean and this ring is ready to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're into this kind of thing, make sure you hit subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm going to be releasing about 2 to 3 videos every single week, so if you want notifications, hit that bell.